Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Fire Briar. As it states in the title, we've got a special review for you guys today. It will be the review of the Squadron Leader Special Edition with Perique, one of the limited 3,000 tins offered by Smoking Pipes. So I've got the package right here. It has not been opened, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to cut that open right now, and I'll show you guys the tin. Alright, so here it is. This is the tin there. So it looks like this one is number 1,222 out of the 3,000 there. So it just got your typical special edition label on it there. It's got the Smoking Pipes logo right on it as well. Doesn't look like they've changed anything from the prior years. So I know that this has run for, a couple years in the past. I personally have never got any, but this one here, I managed to get my hands on. I saw the notification for it right away, so I just got lucky, really. I was going to order 2 tins of it, but I only got the one, so in hindsight, I probably should have ordered 2, maybe one to keep and one to smoke or do a review for. But now that I've got it here, you know what? It's no use just sitting in the tin. I do like to have duplicates, so especially of limited items. I try to always order 2. One that I probably will never open, to be honest, but just more or less for the sake of having it. I guess, some people say I'm a little bit weird for that, but it is what it is. I like to have a tin, especially if it's limited edition. I just like to know that it's the original, everything's in there, it's sealed. So, like I said, I only got the one. I've got no problem cracking it open for you guys, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change the camera setup a little bit here, just so I can, get me popping the tin close up. I'm going to show you guys the leaf. We're going to go over, the aromas and the scents that come out of it. And then, of course, I'm going to pack a pipe. We're going to do the tasting notes. We're going to get into the whole nitty gritty of it. I will probably do a comparison. I think that the comparison will be in a separate video. So I know that people are going to want to know about the differences between the two. With the special edition, of course, it has Perique. So I know there's going to be some interest in how does the Perique, play off of the regular Squadron Leader. So I probably will do a second video there. I'll have 2 pipes. One will be loaded with the special edition with the Perique, and the other pipe will be loaded with just the original Squadron Leader, which I already have some sitting behind me in a jar. So watch out for that video if you are interested. I assume I'll probably upload that maybe in a day or 2. I might make both of these videos today and just post one. I'm not sure how quickly I'm going to get through all this, but if you are interested, just stay tuned. It should be up in a couple days, and you can watch that review as well and that comparison. Okay, so we've got the tin here. Let's go ahead and open this up. And just another shot of the tin, for those of you who want to see it. And it's not focusing there. It says Kendall Tobacco on it. And it's fully sealed. Try and see if I can get you guys to hear the suction. And there it is. Okay, so typical, just got your white paper. Let's peel that back. Can't smell anything yet. Oh, there it is. Okay, so very typical of gal with blends. It is wet, it's very moist. So there's the leaf itself, all pressed. You can see you got a lot of the brights and the yellows there. And so I'll just kind of pick apart at it. It definitely needs some drying time for sure. But just so you guys can kind of see the consistency of it there. So that's the actual leaf itself. Extremely, extremely wet. So it does need some drying time. You know what? It smells pretty similar, to be honest, to the original Squadron Leader. Doesn't smell all that much different, if you ask me. But, I mean, in terms of presentation, it's pretty standard. I didn't expect anything different anyways. But you got your standard Gawith tin with your standard packaging. And it's definitely wet and moist in there. So going to need some drying time because I can tell you now that's probably not going to light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little chunk out there. I'm going to let it dry for maybe 20 minutes or so. And then I might go try and give it a light. And we can get into a little bit further. In terms of the aroma, as I said, from what I can smell, definitely a lot of that, you know, more balcony type of smell to it. So you've got those yellows in there. That sort of bread smell comes out for sure. As I said, it's really no different than the original Squadron Leader. It's pretty comparable. So as I said, I'm gonna go pack a bowl, and then I'll be back with you. Alright, so 20 minutes has passed. I let the tobacco dry out a little bit. I still think it might be able to use another 10 minutes or so, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot. So I've got it in the Radici Morta Sandblasted Billiard. And as always, got my staple vanilla Coke. Let's see how it is. Still smooth on the charring light, still very smooth, mild. So, of course, the first thing I notice is, like the original Squadron Leader, it's an extremely mild blend. It really still reminds me of a Balkan. Sure, it's got the Latakia in there, and the Perique is there. But it's not overpowering. Not overpowering by any means. I would almost say that this is sort of like an introduction almost to Perique. I mean, this is a filterless pipe. I can easily retrohale. It doesn't sting me. The Latakia is very smooth as well. So everything in this blend, I feel like, is done specifically to be smooth and mild, and I think that includes the Perique. So the Perique is there. It does taste a little bit different than the Squadron Leader from what I can recall. And of course I will do that side-by-side comparison in another video. But from what I can recall, it's basically Squadron Leader with a little more complex tones to it. I think the Perique adds a little something more to be desired from the original Squadron Leader. A lot of people like Squadron Leader. I'm actually not the biggest fan. It is a good blend, but to me it's just kind of boring. There's nothing going on. It's very mild. The flavor is somewhat lacking. I think that the special edition Squadron Leader with that added Perique, I think it helps it to step up a notch. I would probably have been more impressed with Squadron Leader if it did include the Perique initially. So I think what I'm trying to say is that the special edition is good. I definitely didn't waste my money. I mean, I wouldn't have wasted it even if it wasn't good because it is limited edition, but it's good. It's something that I enjoy, but it definitely still is mild. It definitely still is very much Squadron Leader. It's not a game changer. It just adds a little something more that's to be desired from the original blend. It's just very smooth. I don't really have too much to say about it, particularly. It is basically Squadron Leader. The only difference is that it's more flavorful. It's a more enjoyable smoke. It's not as boring or just kind of, something that you pop in your pipe and stick in your mouth and go do, gardening or whatever it is that you have to do, right? I think an extra 5 to 10 minutes would have been better on the drying time. It is staying lit, but I would have probably preferred it to be a little bit drier, as I know that I have to pay a little bit more attention to it, as it will go out if I let it sit for too long. You still get the Latakia in there, as I said, but it's largely the Turkish coming through. So it's largely your Orientals at play there. And the Perique Latakia combo is pretty good. So I know a lot of people look to, how does the Perique and the Latakia play off? They play off each other quite well. And the Latakia is smooth in this blend, and there's not too much of it. So with the Perique on top of that, I feel like they go hand in hand. I don't really feel like one necessarily overpowers the other. They kind of come in and out for sure, but the Latakia is there. If you want to taste the Latakia, you can definitely taste it. I wish that you could get this as an ongoing thing, as a permanent blend. If you could, I would probably never buy the original Squadron Leader ever again. It makes me wonder if maybe people do blend Perique into their Squadron Leader. I don't know. Maybe it's something that I'll try. But I think it's much better with the amount of Perique in it, even if it's a little amount, than the original Squadron Leader. And now that I've had it like this, I probably will not want to smoke Squadron Leader on its own without Perique added to it. So I am going to try that. I'm not sure when I'll do that, but maybe I'll make a blending video, get some Perique, and maybe try some different mixtures and amounts of Perique, and see if I can kind of somewhat replicate it. I probably won't be able to get, you know, exactly what the special edition is like, but maybe if I could get close, I could still get something better than the original Squadron Leader. I'd say overall, if you like Squadron Leader, you're gonna like this blend. A lot of the times, even in some of my previous reviews, I talk about being scared of Perique. I know some people don't like it because, you know, it can tickle your nose and it's a little bit harsh sometimes. I don't feel like this is that. So it's there, you know it's there, you can pick it up. But as I said, this is filterless pipe, and there's no, you know, burning sensation. It's nothing crazy. So if you didn't pick up this tin because maybe you didn't think you'd like the Perique in it, or if you're not a big Perique fan, if they ever do another run of this, I'd suggest you get one. The Perique is not a big deal in this blend at all. And I'm not the hugest fan of you know, heavy Perique blends. So, you know, for me, I don't think there's anything wrong with the amount of Perique in here, and it's very, very mild. They kept that a goal, I'm sure, was to continue on with the original Squadron Leader being mild and, you know, an easy smoke. I think they continued that with the special edition. So I don't think they wanted it to be harsh. They wanted just a little more flavor, a little bit more depth, a little bit of a kick, you know, and I think that's what they did. Pipe went out. See, I should have dried for another 5-10 minutes, but that's okay. So other than that, I don't have too much more to say about the blend. I mean, it packed well. It's just standard cut, same as the original Squadron Leader. But I enjoy it. It's good. Overall, I do think it's better than the original. I'm going to keep smoking it. I'll probably smoke the whole tin. But of course, because it's special edition, you know, I'm not going to run through it. I'll probably, you know, have one bowl a month or something like that. See if maybe I can make it last until the next limited run, if there is one. I imagine there will be. Maybe like a 2020 run. Anyway, I think that's it for the review. If there's some things that you liked or didn't like, let me know what you guys want to see, and I can make that happen for future videos and reviews, so you guys get exactly what you need from the review. Alright, so until then, keep your briar fired.